Well, it's...
And you were hard on your father.
Yeah. Yeah, the play is about my reconciliation with my dad. I used to blame my dad for all my problems. So the show is about growing up. The universal theme is we all have things that we have to take responsibility for. So when I got excommunicated, I was very angry and upset and hurt. And I took that energy, took that anger inward. And I needed to pay child support and a lot of things, so I moved to New York to fulfill my dreams as an actor, and I got swept away in a gay adolescence that included, escorting, prostitution, and drug use. And so the play is about going from one extreme of super-duper Mormonism to another extreme of super-duper hedonism and finding a middle ground that works for me.
And the thing that I thought was interesting is that you now have these workshops where you help people get out of sex worker kind of.
Yeah, I have a foundation called lifeaftersexwork.com.
Really?
Which helps sex workers transition out of the sex industry.
That's pretty far out.
Well, that's a good thing for a Mormon boy to do, don't you think?
I know, and I think that's your teachings must have been so strong that no matter what they did to you, excommunicate you, try to straighten you out, you still hang on to your faith.
I have a spirituality, and sometimes spirituality and religion work together, and sometimes they're very different.
Yeah, but you talk about miracles. You say the miracles will come with your faith.
Well, I believe in the miracles of the heart. For example, I never thought in a million years that my Mormon Orthodox father would come see the show in New York.
Oh, he did? It played in New York recently.
Well, it was off Broadway. We had it at the Soho Playhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. And since then I've been touring. I'm doing it right now in Los Angeles. Brought it back.
And you're writing a new play. Before we leave, I want to make sure we talk about the new play.
Yes, it's called Mormon American Princess. And you can get all this information on wherever I'm doing the show. I've done it all over the country.
Chicago?
Mormonboy.com.
Chicago?
Chicago, Atlanta, Boston.
Really?
Rave reviews around the country. It's directed by Tony Award winner Jack Hofsis.
How'd you get Jack Hofsis to direct you?
Well, just through theater circles in New York when I was living in New York.
Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. He won a Tony Award for The Elephant Man.
I know. He's a wonderful director. He's from San Diego, right? Or he was in San Diego at the theater down there.
I can't recall specifically, but yeah.
So that's where we're going to see you next, on the stage again. The Mormon Boy and His Confessions. I loved your show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And thanks for watching. Don't go away. We'll be right back with Renee Victor. Hi, I'm Joan Quinn, and welcome back to the Joan Quinn Profiles. I'm with actress, choreographer, dancer, singer, voiceover performer, and talk show host, the lovely Renee Victor. Renee was born and raised in San Antonio and studied at the University of Texas and the American Film Institute. She worked in every facet of show business and still has had time to raise 2 daughters. Renee created that quirky role of mommy, is it, in indie film Hollywood?
Yes.
Familia?
Yeah.
And she plays the saucy, sassy nanny in Showtime's Weeds. Let's talk about Lupita and Weeds. Is that the first thing we should talk about?
I think so. Yeah, definitely.
Tell us how you got that character and how she's so lasting on the show.
Well, I got it through the regular avenues of acting, through an audition, and then I was selected to do it, and it's a role that really is a vast departure from your average nanny/maid role, because she's independent, lippy, as she was once described in one of the reviews.
Lippy. Mouthy.
Yeah. The lippiest nanny since Rosario and Will and Grace.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so the fact that it was such a vast departure from the stereotypical nanny and maid is what certainly made it very interesting for me.
Did you have to speak Spanish?
No, just I had to speak with an accent, but I did not have to speak Spanish unless it was some little aside or comment that I chose, but it was not in the script. No, everything I said is in English.
And is it also all written for you? Do you do any kind of ad-libbing with your own?
No. It's we have Weeds is
very strict.
Weeds is the success that it is due to its brilliant writers. You know, and the creator Genji Cohan. I mean, she's hard to beat, and she created it, and she is one of the writers. And with that type of writing, they don't need my ad-libbing.
It's interesting.
Although I'd be very happy to do so.
It's interesting because actors always say that. It's so easy for some writer to put words in your mouth. Actors like that, don't they?
Yeah, I think they do, but I think you can get away with some of that when you're Al Pacino, you know.
Oh,
yeah, then nobody's going to argue with you.
So what was the mommy character?
The mommy is a character is a story based on a true life story of a mother and her two daughters from El Salvador, where the father was assassinated in front of them. And then they left and came to America, but the mother still longs to go back. Oh. And one of the daughters is an aspiring actress, and the other daughter is alcoholic and belongs to AA. And so it's it was an interesting story. It premiered at the Fine Arts in Beverly Hills and then played at the Lemley. So it had something to offer, I think, and I think it will continue to.
Did it do festivals? It's an independent film, right?
Yes, I think that it's being submitted to a lot of festivals, probably as we speak.
And what's it called? Hollywood
Familia, Hollywood Family. It's pretty easy to figure out what familia means because it's so close to family.
Did you have to speak Spanish in that?
No, it was I could and I did some, but in that particular role I had the freedom to weave in and out of the languages.
But you're a linguist. You speak many languages. I keep saying Spanish because those were the roles that we were talking about.
Yes,
but you speak Greek?
Yeah.
Where did you pick up all these languages?
Well, I was raised trilingually because my father was Italian and my mother's Hispanic. My mother's Mexican from pioneer stock of Texas that they founded all of the Catholic cities, all of the cities with Catholic names like San Antonio, San Angelo, San Marcos, and all that.
The missions.
So, yes, right. So I grew up speaking, hearing Italian and Spanish, and of course when I left the house and I went to school and I played and all that, it was English. So I grew up with those three, and then my godmother was Greek from Athens, and so that's how I learned Greek. I learned Greek through her. I learned how to cook in Greek and dance in Greek and sing in Greek.
How great!
Yeah.
Did you get Spanish and Italian confused?
No.
They're totally separate.
Well, I mean, they're both Romance languages.
Yeah.
French, Spanish, Italian, and Portuguese are Romance languages. So, with that basis, which is Latin, they have similarities. Which, of course, you wouldn't compare Italian to Hungarian.
No,
you see,
but you didn't have any problem as a child speaking Italian and speaking Spanish to one or the other of your parents?
No, actually, that happened more when we went, like, we used to alternate Sundays, and one time, on Sundays, we would go to the La Nonna Italiana, you know, and then we'd go on the other Sunday when we'd go to La Abuela Latina, you know, so that's what we did, and that's what was in my father's home. We'd walk in, there was opera and cooking and ravioli and everything in Italian and dancing tarantellas, you know. And in my mother's side, it was all, you know, beautiful Spanish music all the way from Spain down to the Mexican Revolution and everything.